Hello and welcome to our Expedition 43 and 44 change of command ceremony. I'm NASA astronaut Terry Virts, Expedition 43 commander, and I just want to say a few words real quick. Thank you to our ground support teams in Houston, Moscow, around the world in Japan, Europe, Canada, to our science support teams in Huntsville and other places. It was because of your support and watching over us every day and helping us to execute our plan that this mission was so successful. So thank you, first of all, to our ground teams. Thank you also to our families at home that support us and make this long-duration spaceflight possible. The sacrifices that you make are very important to us, and we appreciate it. I'd like to say a few words about my crew that I launched into space with, Anton and Samantha, my brother and sister. Could not have asked for a better crew. You guys are the best.
Watching the
And,
landing and
we got to spend
pre-landing
200 days in
activities.
space together, a few bonus days, but that was, you just couldn't ask for a better group of people to spend this time in space with. And a few words about the follow-on crew, Gennady, Scott, and Misha. They are just the best of the best. We have two, Scott and Misha, who are going to be here for a year, and Gennady in just a few weeks is going to set the record for the most days in space. So you could not ask for a more capable and competent crew, but most importantly, they were just really fun to be with and great friends, and we had a memorable experience. And so now Expedition 43 is in the history books. We turn it over to a new chapter in Expedition 44. And Gennady Ivanovich, передаю управление станции Геннадию.
Thank you very much, Terry, for these very great and good words, and in our address and to the ground. And from our crew, I would like to express our gratefulness and to you personally, and to Samantha, to Anton, for working together, for keeping space station in a great operational condition, for getting on well together, for conducting a lot of experiments on behalf of our agencies. Special thanks to you and your crew for giving us many details, especially upon arrival at the beginning of our mission, because no matter how many flights you have, but it's always like a new station, like a first flight. Hopefully everything will be as scheduled, and we'll be looking forward to meeting next crew of our increment. I'm speaking about Oleg, Michelle, and Kimia. And from our crew, I would like to wish you and Samantha and Anton soft, safe landing and the best return.
The soft is a bit of a cruel joke. Yeah, this is the
We are ready
closure.
for farewell ceremony and closing. Yes, go ahead, we can see you very well.
And now Shkaplerov saying goodbye to his Russian colleagues, Padalka and Kornienko and Scott Kelly, who will remain on board the station as a three-man crew for the next several weeks.
Removal. Кашасу.
That's what I noticed about Gennady. He's always smiling.
Two station commanders saying goodbye to one another, and now Virts saying goodbye to Kornienko before he makes his way inside the Soyuz spacecraft that will be his ride home, along with Virts, along with Shkaplerov and Cristoforetti, a short time from now.
Mika, KSDSU flag remind, okay? Can you see that we have removed it? Yes, we can see that.
Wishing each other good luck and soft landing before the hatches will be closed.
Gosh, why did you do this? I'm confused about Spaceflight 101. They thought by changing their website.
Wirtz, Shkaplerov, and Cristoforetti now inside the Soyuz TMA-15M, with landing scheduled just about 6 hours and 40 minutes from now.
Okay, thank you, Mikhail.
It's not bad quality though.
We will wipe the seal now. Yes.
What's with the Swiss Army knife? I think that's what it is. I know Chris had to be broken to the mirror using a Swiss Army knife. Because they packed up the damn docking module too tightly.
Shkaplerov and Padalka wiping down the perimeter of the hatchway at the interface between the Soyuz and Rosviet, ensuring that there's no foreign object debris of any sort that would impinge on a good leak check at the time that the vestibule or passageway is depressurized. The leak checks are to ensure that a good vacuum and a good seal is ensured between the departing Soyuz and the International Space Station.
Guess I'm just checking the launch calendar. Whoa. Jason 3 will be launched in August, apparently.
And the hatch to the Soyuz closed at 2:04 a.m. Central Time, 3:04 a.m. Eastern Time. Padalka will now work to close the hatch on his side of the docking interface. Again, hatch closure at 2:04 a.m. Central Time.
Sorry. Hatch closed. So the next launch is in 12 days, so almost 2 weeks until next launch. But the good thing is, well, it's like 3 in the morning.
And the hatch on the Rosviet side, or the station side of the docking interface, is closed at 2:05. The Soyuz hatch closure at 2:04 a.m. Central Time. So Wirtz, Shkaplerov, and Cristoforetti are now inside their Soyuz TMA-15M spacecraft. They will begin additional systems checks and the work to depressurize the small passageway between Rosviet and the Soyuz itself. They will begin to don their Sokol launch and entry suits and conduct other systems checks and communications checks with the Russian flight control team at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside of Moscow.
Yeah, I think these guys are leaving Rosviet just in case something does go wrong.
This view of the Soyuz just moments away from its departure from the Rosviet module.
Waiting for undock.
The descent module in which the crew is strapped into their seats is on the left side of your screen. The bulbous portion that is docked is the orbital module, the uppermost or forward section of the Soyuz spacecraft.
This thing. And that's Rosviet.
2 minutes.
No, you went fast. Here we go.
Yes,
There we go. Physical step.
The mode is on.
Undocking confirmed.
So capture off. So 1, 2.
Why is the bottom
Checking
of
reverse ready
Rosviet so kind of
indicate
reddish?
The mode is no longer GTO is clear.
Undocking confirmed at 5:20 a.m. Central Time as the International Space Station and the Soyuz TMA-15M passed over southern Mongolia.
And it's backing up. Yeah.
Mechanism,
So this
no issues, no
this
foreign
reminds me
object.
of that lyric in Owl City.
All
Owl
nominal.
City is on the wing. I am floating away, lost in a silent valley. I think that fits every really
Wirtz,
space
Shkaplerov, and Cristoforetti bidding goodbye to their
Oh.
home for the past 199
Soyuz.
days.
Soyuz, you can see the panels. Nerd boner.
It has been 1 minute Check
Since
gain thrusters A1, G5, G7, A11, A13. All eliminated. The base is ready. Page 97. For 8 seconds, depot thrusters should be.
Approaching a point over northeastern China, a great view of the Soyuz TMA-15M, having
As it's
departed the
floating
International
away.
Space Station just 2 minutes ago.
On 57 seconds, copy.
And the first separation burn is underway.
Not
I presume. Oh my
Eliminated.
god.
The burn is complete and good.
Keep the base on.
I'm sorry, this is just so pretty.
Have roll maneuver.
A good view of the roll maneuver now underway that places the Soyuz in the proper orientation for the second of the 2 separation burns that will be coming up just 1 minute from now.
Shall we
I think they might make
continue
it. Wait 1 minute.
monitoring maneuvering OSK?
Is that? I think that's one of the antenna.
Anton Shkaplerov at the controls of the Soyuz. These burns are automated, built into the onboard computer system for the Soyuz vehicle.
We are waiting for depot.
Shkaplerov in the center seat of the descent module, flanked on his left by board engineer number 1, Samantha Cristoforetti of the European Space Agency, and NASA astronaut Terry Virts, the off-going Expedition 43 commander, seated to Shkaplerov's right.
Yeah, that's the side with no buttons.
Illuminate.
With Virts, Shkaplerov, and Cristoforetti now on their way to their deorbit burn position well away from the International Space Station, they will be reporting on Soyuz systems. They'll have a bit of free time as they prepare for their descent back into the Earth's atmosphere.
Checking.
What does it feel like to be in a
Ultimately reporting a little over an hour from now on their descent readiness to Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center, before loading into the onboard computers all of the parameters for the deorbit burn itself.
I don't know what.
That deorbit
Like, what does
burn,
this feel like?
4 minutes and 40 seconds in duration. That will be the Soyuz main engine firing in a braking maneuver to slow the Soyuz down by 128 meters per second for its entry back into the Earth's atmosphere.
I think most KSP deorbit burns take more delta V. This. Okay, this is footage of the actual landing itself.
And there's the landing site. Touchdown seconds from now.
Yeah, I didn't hear this because the audio wasn't working when I watched this go. But hey, I saw the landing. And there you go, touchdown.
And we have touchdown. You can see the reefing of the chute on the horizon. Crew was quickly extracted from the spacecraft, the descent module that landed upright, and there you see the soft landing engines firing just a second or two before touchdown.
Oh my god.
They're also inspecting the spacecraft. Quickly extracted from the spacecraft, the descent module that landed upright, and there you see the soft landing engines firing
Optimistically named.
just a second or two before touchdown. They're also inspecting the spacecraft, documenting its condition following its return to Earth.
I'm presuming this is Shkaplerov. I think he has to be.
And there you see the Soyuz commander, Anton Shkaplerov, first out of the spacecraft that he commanded to his bullseye touchdown on the steppe of Kazakhstan. Shkaplerov completing his second flight into space with a big thumbs up. European Space Agency astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti, who spent more time on this first mission of hers than any other female on a single mission in history, 199 days, helped out of the Soyuz vehicle and now being placed in her chair.
There's Terry. There must have been very little wind in Kazakhstan for the Soyuz not to have tipped over.
thumbs up and a smile from NASA astronaut Terry Virts, the Expedition 43 commander, having completed 212 days in space on his 2 flights. Virts talking to a member of the search and recovery forces, gesturing to characterize how the Soyuz landed. And as you saw, the descent module did land upright, which helped to facilitate the extraction of the crew.
Must be hot in Kazakhstan, actually, now that I think about it. 'Cause he's sweating. No idea for now.
As you can see, the 3 crew members out of the descent module, all appearing hale and hearty. Terry Virts on the left, Shkaplerov in the center, Samantha Cristoforetti on the right of your screen.
You see the
As
same sitting around
sunset approaches at the landing site, the NASA and European Space Agency personnel having joined the Russian search and recovery forces to help extract the crew. And now, as you can see, the crew members, one by one, being hoisted in their chairs for a short excursion into the inflatable medical tent, where they will be attended to, initial medical testing, and doffing their launch and entry suits.
I'm doing great. No, I feel really good. We'll do one bit a cold something to drink. Some cold water would be nice. Welcome home. Thank you. Good.
Well, on button 25, that was Soyuz TMA-15M landing, and pre-landing activities and post-landing activities. Goodbye.